It is a no-loaf Thursday. When the Hogue's away, the Carman, the Braggs, and the Lawrence will play. Welcome in.
Let's go. That's right. We started right at noon. Don't even put your stuff in the chat. Here we are.
Started right at noon. So who's the common denominator? That's the reason we don't.
Wow.
Adam Hoge. That's right. Threw you under the bus. Meatball Island, baby. We're back.
Meatball Island is actually happening today. We're going to start with this because I had a major moment yesterday. As you see on our screen, if you're watching the YouTube today, Meatball Island shirts, Meatball Island hoodies, Meatball Island everything. CHGOlocker.com. Get yourself ready for the Bears and the Packers on Sunday by making an investment today. Congratulations to Greg Braggs, who's the only person in the history of this company that has gotten 2 T-shirts, which I am extremely jealous of. Congratulations.
We're working on it.
We're working on number 3?
We'll get you one. You know, we just gotta,
I mean, we have the original Cram shirt that's not for
got
sale.
the Cram shirt,
I would
which
sell
is-
mine, though. If I put it on eBay, would anyone want it? Because I didn't necessarily want it in the first place.
Yeah. Jay Fly with an early super chat, $4.99. Gotta get me my Meatball Island shirt, baby. You do, Jay Fly. Get in there, brother.
Let's go. It's a great design. So shout out to Eric out in Denver. He does great work.
Yeah, and Tony, who's a huge Poppy fan, he's in the chat basically every day lately talking about Poppy. There should be a Poppy shirt. It absolutely should, with my head on it, Poppy, Bears, something along those lines.
With your head on it?
Why not? Or whatever. Put me on the back of the body of Poppy with like a Bears emblem and I don't know, whatever we can do. Okay. There's another angle. All right, so, and for real, Hoge is joining us at about 12:30 today, half hour into the pod from Halas Hall. We may or may not check in with Corey Wooten. He's got a busy work schedule, but also trying to make time for us. So a lot to do here in the 58 minutes that is left in the show. But Braggs, I'm going to start the show on a personal level here.
Okay.
I was working with my coach yesterday, coach, therapist, whatever you want to call her.
Yep.
The great Burl, all right?
BetterHelp, baby.
BetterHelp is a great way to go as well. This is not BetterHelp, but I probably add some BetterHelp in. Why not?
I mean, you could lie. It's fine.
I'm not going to lie. I should line up with BetterHelp too. I could use it every day. But so I'm in there yesterday, and we're talking about, I don't know if you've noticed this on me every now and then, but I might not be the most positive person in every situation. And then
you're living in Pessimism Peninsula?
Right, something along those lines, or reality, or just not. It's like I was given the assignment to look at things with fresh eyes, like to look at you and your beard and your brand new zit on the right side of your face. With fresh, like appreciative eyes.
Yeah.
Same thing with Laura. It's the same thing with you in the chat. Like to see Doug Van Doren today with fresh eyes, and to really be happy to see you. Brock P's coming in, or Carm. What's your thoughts on Rock Island's Madison Keys? She's a rock, is what she is, Brock. And I love what's going on in tennis. And I love that you ask tennis questions.
Circle the wagon.
Circling the wagon back is like is positivity, leaning into what's possible, abundance. And so she gave me the and I started thinking of you because you're one of the more, just possibility, where can we go people.
Sure.
And so the assignment that I got was to actually buy my own ticket to Meatball Island.
I like it.
And just lean into what could be.
Okay, you're sneaking onto the island at this point.
I'm not even trying to sneak on. I'm asking for one of the last tickets to Meatball Island, at least for today.
See, the thing about meatballs is all are welcome, but we need you to really commit to it. And I know it's hard because the thing
this would be a huge transformational shift for me. Do you understand? Like this would be like you know me now.
Let me try to open your eyes to something, because this is something I've had this discussion many times in my life. The one thing that you said there that struck a nerve for me is you said, well, I lean sometimes more pessimism or reality, as I call it. And that is the thing that I've always tried to push back with people that are cynical or pessimistic. They always define that and align it with reality.
I know that's a trigger point for you.
An optimistic person can also live in reality. It's a different reality than you live in.
Right. That's the paradigm shift.
And a pessimistic or a cynical person, because they are so guarded or jaded or whatever you want to say.
Sure.
Hedging, however you want to say it, they miss on things at times because they're not looking at the full scope of possibilities.
There's a huge cost in living with, like, this is too hard, that's too difficult, we can't get there, that's not going to happen.
Right.
Yes, I get it.
If I had said, I didn't go to school, I'm going to just lay brick the rest of my life, I'm not going to dream because it's not real. That's not reality. You're never going to make it, Greg.
Right.
Then I would not be sitting next to you right now.
Right. You wouldn't.
You know, you had that mentality probably when you were younger. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. And there probably were people that are like, long shot. And now here you are next to the biggest meatball on the planet.
This is we're going deep to start the show here today. And yes, I mean, we are similar in that way, for the record. I mean, you were doing it on the bricklaying side. I started, the only job that I've ever reached the pinnacle in Lawrence Benedetto was vending.
Yeah.
I started in 1992 selling cotton candy, $1 because I didn't want to carry change, and it was light, and I was this, 140-pound dude or whatever I was at the time. And I made my way from cotton candy to peanuts through hot dogs and all the way to the pinnacle. Was when the first is when you give you the blue tub at Wrigley and you're selling old style, but then when you get the red tub and you're selling Budweiser, but you get the Bud Light, you have hit the pinnacle.
I got to be honest, I'd prefer the old style myself.
Right, yeah, and that's because they're cooler than that. The old style's a much better buy, but I would try to, when I had the old style, I would just scream at people like, it's this, get yourself an old style. It's cooler, it's the same, step on up. But disregard all that. But so the point is that, I did that for a long time, and then eventually I had to develop a belief in because I was in media, but I wanted to be here,
right?
And I had to build that.
So circling it to sports or the Bears, because I know that's. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So okay, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
A guy like Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
He stepped up to the podium one year and said, "Why not?
Right.
Why can't I win MVP?"
Right.
Justin Fields this offseason said, I'm going to be the first quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards. And while there's some people that are sitting there living in reality and saying, well, that's just not going to happen because of X, Y, and Z, the first step is the belief. You got to believe to achieve, my friend.
That could be another shirt right there. You got to believe to achieve. Brags 2023. Well,
it's like brick by brick.
It's the first time I've heard it.
These are sayings that have been around a long time.
It's the first time I heard it on the podcast, so congratulations. I like it.
That guy, the workout guy, Simmons. Russell.
No, not Russell.
not Russell Simmons. Gene Simmons.
No, that's the Kiss guy.
Whatever.
Richard
Simmons. Whatever his name is.
God, I'm nagging. Carm worked his way
to
the
Nutty Professor.
Carm worked his. I don't know why I just left you for a minute, but Carm worked his way to the middle, followed by, it really was Keith Riggle's comment. Jewish pessimism is to be expected. That's right. I am the son of Fred and Gladys Carman. I came from where I came from, and hey, these things are not easy to shake. And I wouldn't even call it pessimism, but what I'm talking about is living in like your land, which is the big move. And so this is where I spin this into the Bears and getting to positivity. Look, like, I was just sitting here for 10 minutes, and Kevin Kadick wants to bet the Bears on Sunday. He wants to move the line to 9.5 points and get minus. He wants to give 9.5 and get the
I mean, I love plus money, but
he's trying to get plus money, big time plus money. I'm like, hey man, do you want to make that bet? You want to gamble? Go ahead and gamble, because that's what it feels like to me when everyone's predicting this weekend. Like, we have no idea what is going to happen. The Bears have 26 new players, many of them who are key new players, starters and whatnot. So then I got to thinking, like, well, what do we actually know if I'm leaning on to Meatball Island? Like, what do we know and what can we be confident in?
Yep.
And I'm starting, and we're asking this question to the chat, like, what do you feel like going into the season? What can you actually say with confidence that you feel like you know? And for me, it actually starts with Justin Fields in my ticket to Meatball Island. Like, we absolutely know that if everything breaks down and nothing good is happening offensively, Justin Fields is going to make something out of nothing.
Yep.
You know that he can do it. We saw it over and over and over again for 1,143 yards, the second most rushing yards by a quarterback in the history of the game of football. I still don't think people let that go in. We know that he's breaking off 50-plus yard runs over and over and over again, that he did it against the Packers for 55-plus. So I think when you start with the things that you know this year, you know that you, at bare minimum from Fields, you are going to get that if nothing else is going on.
Correct.
He is an unstoppable force when it comes to rushing the football.
Correct. He's going to move the chains. Now, how many times can you bank on a 70-yard unbelievable run? They're going to happen this year. The amount they happen in a 6-week span felt very unique and maybe rare and maybe something we won't see again. But just to move the chains, and that's what I try to tell people when you just add up the numbers as far as his rushing yards being accumulated throughout the year. If he stays healthy, if he plays 14 or 15 games minimum, or best case scenario the whole season, he's going to easily run for 1,000 yards because they were the best team on first drives all season long. Why? Because they're still getting their feet wet. Defense is still trying to settle in, and Justin Fields is running for 20 to 40 yards on every opening drive, getting you into at least field goal range.
There you go. And, there's a lot of conversation going on around now. Well, our team's going to try to keep Fields in the pocket, make him a passer. Maybe they will.
Right.
That's entirely possible.
So if you want to go back and forth with the what we know and what we don't know, sticking to this, subject with Fields, then what we don't know is, yes, we know he can move the chains in between the 20s, but when you get into the red zone, how many touchdowns are they going to score as opposed to field goals? That's what we don't know. What we don't know is how big of a step he's going to take in the pass game. He's going to take a step. He's got too many good skill position players with DJ Moore. But the question is, how big of a step? Those are the things we don't know.
So, right. But that also and in my Meatball Island thing, what we do know is that he is not going to get worse.
Correct.
He will get better. So,
to what degree is the question?
Correct, but we are on an uptick. We are going forward. We know, and my second we know, which is a huge we know that he is now playing with the best receiver by a mile that he has ever played with, who has been remarkably consistent, playing with bad quarterbacks, different quarterbacks.
5th most receiving yards for any wide receiver in NFL history under the age of 26. And the other 4 are Randy Moss, Larry Fitzgerald, DeAndre Hopkins, Hall of Fame type players.
Which is why he had to be in the deal. So we absolutely know that Fields, who we know is going to run the ball well if things break down, we know that he also has his most comfortable target, which he basically said from day one, and we've seen it over and over again, from the little dump-off that went for a touchdown in the preseason to all of training camp to anybody who went out to practice. You saw the connection between the two. We know these things.
Yep.
These are that is not going to be a surprise when Justin Fields breaks free for 30-plus yards in the middle of the second quarter, the first quarter, whenever it happens against the Packers on Sunday. It's not going to be like, oh, I've never seen that before. It's there. So.
I think, and then before we move off of Fields, the one thing that I'm going to roll the dice and feel like I do know, based off of only camp in preseason.
Are we on? Okay.
This is where we're moving to the believe.
Okay.
Because sometimes you got to trust your eyes. And one of the things I've always said when I went to camp is, you know it when you see it. You knew the day Devin Hester walked out on that field, you were like, okay, he has it. The first time I ever saw Tariq Cohen get the ball in his hands at camp, I was like, okay, he's different. Brandon Marshall. Okay, I've never seen that before. With Justin Fields, when I do the you know it when you see it, at camp this year, the thing that I feel like I know I saw was the short passing game improvement. Now, I can't prove it because they haven't shown it on tape in the regular season yet. We got to wait to see if that's going to come to fruition week 1. But I feel confident in saying that the third down slant, got to have it to DJ Moore or Chase Claypool, they have shown improvement there. The screen game, we saw it at camp, but we specifically saw it in the preseason on TV. We all saw it. The screen game is improved. The Bears have always sucked in the screen game my whole life. So it stood out to me that they are executing the screen game well. Blockers getting ahead. Everything looks organized. The timing of it looks right. So I am going to go out on a limb on the things that we know that we are basing off of last year. I'm going to add this to what I do know, even though it hasn't been shown on a game tape yet.
I'm not going to push back on you, buddy. Let's go.
Let's go.
We saw Khalil Herbert on the dump-off game. We saw DJ Moore on the dump-off game. I would say that we know that Luke Getsy has a ton more knowledge. We absolutely know this right now than he did a year ago. And his job is to make this offense score points, get in the end zone, and have Justin Fields be successful to back up what Ryan Poles, Ian Cunningham, whoever else you want to throw in there, did this offseason to give him more protection, get him more weapons, all of it. So how is he going to do that? It ain't going to be, hey, Justin, take a 7-step drop, hang out in the pocket, read the field, try to figure it out, and hit Chase Claypool for 40 yards down the seam. That ain't going to be it. He's going to find ways to get Fields comfortable, build his confidence, which Fields would always say that he doesn't need, but that's what they're going to do.
The light bulb just went off because it was driving me nuts what you asked me yesterday.
Really? You got it.
This was what it was.
Wow.
What is Fields? Do you care? You asked me, do I care if the Bears sacrifice winning at all cost versus the development of Justin Fields?
I wish you would have brought this up before the show because I would have changed the whole show, but no, I'm kidding.
And what I told you was, if you watch some of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and I'm not saying that Justin Fields is Tom Brady, but who Tom Brady was in his first 5 years of his career was vastly different than what it was after 10 years. And so this expectation, like where Hoge, and I pushed back on him, last week or 2 weeks ago when he said, I wanted him to wow me at camp. I wanted him to just dominate practice every single day, and I felt that was unrealistic. I want Fields to continue to gradually get better like we're talking about. But now that the bullets are flying, you just got to do what you got to do to win the game. And then as every season goes by, every game that goes by, every snap that goes by, get a little bit better in the things you're not good at. And then by year 10, you are dominating practice like we all hope we want to see.
So I'm reading a book that is this is a great podcast. I really enjoy the varying topics. I'm reading a book that's The Talent Does Not Matter is the name of the book. Talent does not matter. And what it focuses in on,
I'm proof of that.
Well, you are, actually. Congratulations. And to anybody, but it's basically it's saying that like if you take Tiger Woods, was it the most talented dude to ever play the game of golf? Not really. His dad was a huge sports guy. He was a military guy. His dad loved coaching people up, and he became this huge golf guy. And so when Tiger was 7 months old, all he did was see his dad swinging a golf club into a net. And then at 8 months, he's got a putter in his hand. And then he's being coached by his dad on how to properly swing, and he's thrown into it. It's not like he just found it from nowhere.
The repetition,
right? So my point is that, but the point is that the people that get to the elite levels of life, they work insanely hard on the things they are bad at.
Yep.
They do not go out onto whatever recreational field that you go on and shoot the same jump shots that you shoot every time, the same way that you do with your elbow out or this or whatever's messed up or you don't have the right arc, and like hit a couple in a row and then feel like you've done the work. No, they go and they take what what they don't do well and they work at it incessantly until they get good. That's where the elite thing is.
The average person does it to get it right once.
Right.
The best get it right so they never get it wrong.
And they do it over and over and over again. But so why you made me think of that is like that's where it's interesting to me. Like if was the same question that I was asking about Fields yesterday. Like if you're the Bears, the pressure of winning in the NFL gets more and more real by the day, the longer you're here. And it flipped in the middle of last season. Like, okay, he can't do this. He can do that. Let's scheme it like this because that Commanders game was incredibly painful. So let's let him loose and let's see what he can do. And oh my God, this looks totally different. The guy's elite in running the football. So I do wonder if the Bears, which I think they will, lean into winning as many football games as possible this year, if actually you're taking chips off the table long term to have Fields, who was a passing quarterback at Ohio State, just sit in there and basically, in essence, work on what he's not good at right now, which is processing the field, and then eventually that's gonna pop open, and now you might actually have the MVP quarterback that everybody's talking about.
Well, Eberflus, I mean, I got one question into
but
Eberflus.
It'll be painful along the way.
Well, I got the one question into Eberflus at camp that I was able to get, and that's what I asked him. Like, is that what you're going to try to mold him into? And he said, no, we're still going to let him run the ball and be who he is. And that's the thing. To me, it's not just a Getsy and Eberflus decision. It's Justin Fields' decision. We were talking about it the other day. Kevin Fishbane did a nice breakdown with Fields of some of the film of last year, and he explained some of his mindset in some of the throws. And one of them, he said, yeah, I could have checked it down right here, but the angle didn't feel right, and I knew I could get it on my own. So I went and did it. He's going to continue to have that mentality this year. Obviously, if you get banged up or something happens, now the equation changes. But if we're just talking in a vacuum or week one, he's going to do what he has to do to win the game. That's who he is.
Yeah, no, his default is, which is something he's got to work on, though, dude. Like, his default is to get out of there and go, because you ain't gonna stop me. And I know I'm picking up the first down. And I know I'm moving the chains.
Every special quarterback, you can find the tape and they pull some craziness. Caleb Williams just did it for USC over the weekend. It had a crazy play for a touchdown. There was a guy wide open on the left side he missed to start the play, but it ended with some insanity. You can't take that special away. There's going to be times where he misses things. But just like the pessimism versus optimism, I'm just going to take the check down here because nothing good's going to come from this play. The special say, no, I'm big game hunting, and I'm going to go find the big play. And even though I'm going to defy logic, nobody believes I can make the play out of nothing here, but I'm going to.
Big game hunting.
Yep.
I like it. I'm just getting excited now.
I gotta give a shout out to my guy Ill Will, because he always says that on Twitter, and I completely agree with him from the Three Kings. He always says that Fields is a big game hunter, and I agree with that. It's okay. We need the little fish. You got to get the little fish to catch the big fish. I just went fishing last weekend, but it's about getting the big fish. And that's what Fields does.
Real quick before we get to something important that you need to know. First of all, the Duke's weighing in $10. What is more likely? What's up, Duke? I miss you. I love you. You're the best. What is more likely? The Packers found another Favre, Rodgers, and Jordan Love, or Fields makes a year 3 leap like Allen Hurts? I know option C is neither, but you have to choose which is more likely. Well, Duke, I think that's actually an easy answer, because the chance that Jordan Love is one of the 2 great top 10 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, which is where Favre and Rodgers arguably land, I think it's way more likely that Justin Fields is making the year 3 leap.
Yeah, I agree.
Objectively, not even being a Bears fan, if Jordan Love was that, they wouldn't have waited this long.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, but and even if Jordan Love is better than a lot of Bears fans think, that's going to take time. That's not something that's going to just come right out the gates.
He started 1 game in his career. 1 game when Rodgers had COVID in 2021. So let's see. He ain't doing that. All right. Hey, are you in the market for a new or a used vehicle? If you are, we got some great news, because our guy Ray Chevy, who of course you see on the show in Fox Lake, has joined the CHGO team. And we are talking to the team at Ray. By the way, I'm planning on going to meet Ray, perhaps as early as this Saturday. They have the pledge. It's called the Ray Price Promise. It's a guarantee The price you see online is the price you pay when you go into the dealership. We found that in many cases, other dealers will raise the price when you come into the dealer, saying things like, are you a recent college grad? Are you active in the military? Are you a farmer? Basically looking for things that they know that you're not. In most cases, of course, that answer is going to be no. And that's when the other dealers raise the prices on you, saying the price online included limited rebates that you do not qualify for. That is not the case at Ray. The price you see online is the price you pay with no add-ons to the price ever. In fact, Ray is going to do everything possible to find additional savings for you, which may make the price lower than you see online. As one of the top dealers in the Midwest, you'll always be able to shop one of the Chicagoland's largest inventories and save big at Ray Chevy, because now they have over 100 Chevy Trax models available starting at $21,495 sweet dollars. Now through September the 30th, all buyers can qualify at 0% financing, make 0 payments until 2024, plus put no money down, and best of all, pay 0 hidden fees with the Ray Price Promise. Visit Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com. Serving the community since 1963. Find new roads. Hogue coming up.
Are you a survivor?
Yes, Gregory, I am.
Do you want to be a high roller?
Sure.
Then you need to head over to our guys at Splash Sports. That's right, our new sponsors here, and we appreciate them. CHGO has a weekly pickaxe and NFL Survivor contest for everyone to participate in for real money. This is how you enter. Head to splashsports.com/CHGO. The link's going to be in the description, and sign up. Deposit cash to get started, and it's just $10 to enter. CHGO Weekly NFL Pickaxe Contest and CHGO Survivor Contest. The more who enter, the larger the prizes. It's a really, really fun website. You got to go check it out. We'll be running weekly contests all year, so be sure to keep that link handy. Want to run your own contest? Tired of being the commish on leagues, chasing people down and with none of the reward? I go through that every day with my last second league, those ungrateful. You can sign up to be a commissioner right through our link and earn money for the contest you're already running with friends and family. Head to splashsports.com/CHGO to join in. We'll have different contests coming out, so we are stoked to compete with and against you all. Be sure to click in our link in the description below.
All right, let's talk about it. There is football tonight.
Let's go.
Do you guys have plans? What are you doing? Lions, Chiefs?
Well, do you mean gambling plans? I have gambling plans and I have real life plans.
What's your play tonight, Lawrence Benedetto? The Chiefs are, for those who don't know, Chiefs are a 6.5-point spread, and basically
is it still 6.5? I got it at 4.5 this morning. The Kelsey news, is Kelsey playing or not playing? Do we know?
Hold on a second.
Because it was unsure, so it was down to 4.5.
So
I did take the Chiefs minus 4.5. However, I also used DraftKings the early win bet, which if the Lions get up by 7,
is that coming on set? Because Goose Island is here, and I don't know what's going on.
Guys, the tailgate's going to be fun. Let's just say that. I'm just going to say the tailgate.
Let's go.
Is this the tailgate?
Check it out, boys.
It's a drinking Thursday. Let's go.
They see me rolling.
I love a good goose in the middle of the show.
That's the goose right there. The goose is loose.
Carm wins.
Goose Island all day long. That's going to be at our tailgate here on Sunday, the corner of Wabash and Cermak. You better be there because you can drink all of this with me and Mark, throw some bags, have some fun.
Delicious.
I've
now forgot everything I was saying. Just come to the tailgate and drink with us.
Come to the official CHGO tailgate, the best in the city. We're going to be at the corner of Wabash and Cermak with our guys at the Chicago Bears Tailgating Club. All you can drink Goose Island, as you see above my shoulder. All you can eat Firewater barbecue. There's going to be a lot of fun prizes, giveaways from our guys over at the Collector's Cave. So there's going to be some really cool stuff if you come on and hang out with all of us and all the diehards. And if you become a diehard, you can get a discount on that event. Get a free shirt right out the gate. So a lot of great things happening here with CHGO Bears and CHGO Sports. Get on board and hang with us.
I am super excited. Honestly, I'm so excited to see you on Sunday, maybe even more so than the game. I'm not even kidding.
I'm equally excited to see myself.
What time are you
on
showing
Sunday.
up?
I'll be there.
Like seriously,
I'll
for
be
real.
there early because I got to set up.
We're open at 11?
Correct.
Okay.
I'll be there at like 5 a.m.
We're open at 11.
We're open at 11. Do you know what I'm doing Sunday morning at 7:30?
Playing tennis.
Yoga.
Huge tennis match. Huge tennis match.
Well,
Normally
get your
don't get
competitive juices flowing.
Exactly. I'm going to be coming in.
I like it.
Most likely hobbling. But that's all right. Adam Hoge, I believe, is about to join us here.
Yeah, we can try and bring him in if you'd like right about
he's
now.
He's got a video too, Lawrence.
I thought. We can do video. Are we allowed to do video?
I don't know.
Adam, shake your head. Give me a thumbs up if you can use video. Yes, you can use video.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's even better than this voice of garbage. So let's do that. Let's see. Let's get him in here. Give me 2 seconds.
Hoge out at Halas Hall today, which is going to be a regular thing on Thursdays during the season, which means that I hang out with you.
Wow, look at that. It's Adam Hoge.
Look at Adam Hoge looking fresh.
What's up? Can you hear me all right?
Loud and clear, brother. You sound great. I know we got a bunch that you want to get to today, but we started out the show like, what do you actually know going into the season? What is that look? Why are you?
There's so much beer behind you guys.
Yes. That was just rolled out.
Want some?
Yeah, that just
Why
got rolled
did you
out.
get? Where was that when I was in the studio all week?
You want some of this? Come to the tailgate.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll come in an hour earlier than I was going to now.
There we go. That's the spirit.
Adam Hoge, what do you feel confident in that you absolutely know about the 2023 Chicago Bears going into the season? Because everyone's trying to make a prediction for this Sunday, and I'm kind of like, it feels like completely like everyone's guessing. There's 26 new players. Let's be real here. But there are some things that I was getting at that we do actually know going into the season. Would anything pop to mind for you?
Yeah, they got a good kicker. They got a good punter.
I had to start with special teams.
And they got a great holder. That's what we know. Much better than those Packers starting a rookie punter, rookie kicker, no idea what they're going to do. In all seriousness, I mean, those were serious answers, but I'm very confident this team's going to be able to run the football without much of a problem. I still think the scheme works. I think even with some of the offensive line issues, that will impact them a little bit more in protecting Justin Fields than it will in keeping the running game going. And I think with this group of running backs they have, they're going to be fine. I'm not saying that they're going to be, incredibly splashy, but even the threat of Justin Fields running and his contributions to the running game too will keep that going. So I think that's an area I feel pretty confident in.
And they broke the all-time rushing record in Chicago Bears franchise history last year. Obviously, Fields had a big part in that. So you expect that to be close to that number again?
Yeah, I'm not going to say that they're going to quite match that. In fact, I hope they don't, because I hope they're more prolific throwing the ball. But yeah, I just think in general, we're not going to be worried about the rushing offense week to week.
All right, let's get to news of the day. Richard Hightower was talking, and he was pushed on who's going to be returning kicks. Trent Taylor is going to be returning punts. What's your guess here on who will be the kick returner? Do you think Halas is going to be active, because they got a lot of moving parts and you can only dress 46?
Yeah, so to me this comes down to this comes down to an offense decision, not a special teams decision. This is more about which wide receiver between Tyler Scott, Halas Jones Jr., and Equinemius St. Brown, because I think that's the wild card to potentially be inactive if they just don't feel like he's going to be on the field enough. Maybe that's the guy who's a surprise inactive. If I had to guess right now, Getsy trusts EQ enough and wants him out there if anybody goes down in a block in certain situations. And EQ's been doing more on special teams, so I still think he can help there. I think Tyler Scott's going to be the one who's inactive. And I just think it's great that Tyler Scott had a couple decent returns in that last preseason game and showed an ability to do it. But Halas has already proven there. So that's one reason. Two, I think we forget that Velus Jones is also a very good gunner. And so he can impact that area more than Tyler Scott can, in my opinion. And then three, I keep going back to the interview that Adam Johns and I did with Ryan Poles in Indianapolis and how confident he spoke of Velus Jones being involved in this offense. Yep. And I still think that Tyler Scott, with some of those drop issues and maybe some of his size limitations, it's a little bit more redundant behind Darnell Mooney at this point than the types of ways that they can work Velus Jones into this offense and surprise with some type of gimmicky stuff. So to me, if it was up to me, I would have Velus Jones active. He would still be my kick returner. He'd be out there on other areas of special teams, including as a gunner, and I would still get him the ball a handful of times throughout the game. And I keep saying this, but let's not forget that Velus Jones at the end of last season actually did some nice things on offense. And I think that that's been sticking in Luke Getsy's brain a little bit here throughout the offseason.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. I think Velus does have a big role, especially in the red zone when you talk about what he can do behind the line of scrimmage to get eyes off of Justin Fields. Moving to the other side of the ball, one of the things that we hadn't talked about yet and what we do know or what we don't know, with Tyreek Stevenson, I feel like we do know he's got a lot of confidence. But what we don't know with Tyreek Stevenson is in his rookie year, I think his future is very bright, but in his rookie year, are the positive plays going to outweigh the negative ones? There's going to be a learning curve, I feel like. And so that's my question to you is what kind of impact do you think he's going to have here in week one? And can he have more positive impact than, some penalties or getting beat on a few plays?
Yeah, well, those positive plays better greatly outweigh the negatives or he will not be on the field. But it's a little naive to think that there won't be negative plays here and there, right? Alan Williams, the Bears defensive coordinator, was asked today about Tyreek Stevenson and the idea that he's going to be targeted early and often in this football game, which seems like a reasonable strategy if you're the Green Bay Packers. Allen tried to, what I thought was most interesting about his answer, he tried to, downplay that or whatever, as a coach normally would. But right at the end, he said something like, I think you guys are going to like what you see from Tyreek Stevenson on Sunday. So, yes, he's got confidence in himself, but guess what? The Bears have a lot of confidence in him too. You don't elevate to starter so early, the same way that Braxton Jones did a year ago, by the way, in the offseason, if these guys don't trust you to be out there on the field. So will there be some growing pains? I think so. But I think this guy's also going to get his hands on the football more than Jalen Johnson does. Will he be as, shut down, super glue type corner as Jalen Johnson? Probably not. And he'll take his lumps here and there. And I just hope the penalties are avoided mostly. But I'm very intrigued. I'm going to have a little nugget on Tyreek Stevenson in my newsletter tomorrow for our CHGO diehards as well.
I just want to put in there that Carm, brilliant predictions. Jalen with 4 interceptions this year. Granted, he hasn't had any yet, but we haven't played any games yet, so I'm on pace. And he is a dog in coverage, so Tyreek doesn't have to be that. He's going to be his own form of corner, which I think we're all excited to see. Hey, you want to talk about Luke Getsy potentially helping the Bears defense with a new Packers offense with a new quarterback. We all know they're going to run the football a ton. Dylan Jones had 403 yards against the Bears last year in 2 Green Bay wins. What do you think that Getsy potentially is doing outside of just helping Justin Fields and the offense get going?
Well, look, there's a couple angles here. And I did ask Alan Williams this question today, and at first he was kind of like, no, but because it always makes them uncomfortable when they get asked about like having secret intel on a team from somebody who knows the team, right? But then he was like, look, we're not dum-dums. I'm going to consult a coach on our staff if they happen to know something about our opponent, right? So, but here's where I'm going with this. So the storyline in Wisconsin right now is Aaron Rodgers is gone. And Matt LaFleur's been there for 4 years. But I feel like people forget at the beginning of Matt LaFleur's time as head coach there was friction with Aaron Rodgers. And they were trying to get on the same page. Because LaFleur came in with a system that has the same roots as what the Bears are running here in Chicago. Those Shanahan principles. Luke Getsy was on that staff. Okay, so what it eventually became that helped lead Aaron Rodgers to 2 MVP seasons was what Aaron Rodgers wanted to do, and giving Aaron Rodgers the freedom at the line of scrimmage to make checks, all those hand signals that you see that he does. That's gone now. That goes away with Aaron Rodgers. So the conversation in Wisconsin now is more about, okay, this is Matt LaFleur's time to run his offense the way he's probably always wanted to run it, and Jordan Love's going to be the quarterback that does that. So Getsy being there and understanding what the system was always supposed to be, and then seeing what it did become with Aaron Rodgers, but knowing how Jordan Love, who, by the way, Getsy was there when they drafted Jordan Love too, can do in this system. I just think that if you're going to try to guess what an opponent's going to do when there's some unknowns, which, by the way, Alan Williams kept saying over and over again, he doesn't want to guess. He doesn't want to guess because that can lead you down some dangerous rabbit holes where you're wrong. And I get that part too, definitely as a coach, but I just feel like there's an influence here of what Luke Getsy knows about what Matt LaFleur really wants to do and can do with Jordan Love as his quarterback that in some way is going to help the Bears game plan a little bit this week.
Hey, whatever edge you got, wherever hole you can dig up, you got 17,000. I mean, look, there's a lot of, Robert, we don't need to list them all, but there's so many Packers crossing over here, which speaks to the rivalry, which we're not going to talk about. But hey, use every bit of information you can get here, or however you want to think they're going to go about it in week 1. You feel comfortable making a game prediction here, Hoger? It's Thursday.
Are we doing that, or are we waiting?
I don't know.
Well,
we do have a
you guys don't have to if you want to save yours for Sunday. Mine's already been out on Hogan Johns today. It'll be out in my newsletter tomorrow morning, so I might as well.
You already spilled the tea. Okay.
Yeah, but you guys don't have to.
I don't have it. I don't have it yet, so there's nothing for me to spill.
We're going to be putting our picks out tomorrow. So you've done yours.
I'm not. I'm putting my pick out at 11:53.
No, you're not. We are. Forget it.
I'll
do it every Friday.
Kevin Kaduk is going to make you give him your prediction.
Well, then I'm going to have to give it to him today because I'm not going to see Kevin. Oh, I got to write it. That's not a video. Great. Never mind. Correct. I will be putting mine out tomorrow. Okay, Adam, give me your game prediction. I forgot about that part of my life. Thank you.
Bears 23, Packers 13.
Wow.
Victory.
That honestly surprises me both ways. Like, because I feel like that's a low number. That means you really think the defense is going to play well. But honestly, then that also means that you don't think the offense is going to play as well as I think they could.
Well, I think they could too, but I think there's going to be some growing pains a little bit early on in the season. And I think that you also got to respect this Packers defense at least enough I just think expecting the Bears to go out and score 30 points in this first game is a little bit too much.
And that's fine, but the defensive side of that surprises me probably more.
So where that is like if I just look at the Packers offense, I am not a believer that they are going to be as potent as they were with Aaron Rodgers. I think that there's these people that are just like, oh, well, Rodgers wasn't even good last year. Okay. Whatever, dude. He's Aaron Rodgers. And by the way, they won some football games late in the year when Aaron Rodgers started playing better. And that was the only reason why they were even in position in Week 18 to make the playoffs. So that doesn't happen if they had done what I thought they should have done at the time, which was bench Rodgers and start playing Jordan Love. And by the way, I still think they would have been better off long term had they have done that. So instead, they're in a situation here where I believe the Packers offense trends downward a little bit, and the Bears defense is trending upwards. It better, right, with all the additions that they've made, second year in this scheme. So I just think that that's going to work in the Bears' favor in this first game. And, as we're doing this show today, we don't necessarily have the latest on Christian Watson. But if he's out and Romeo Doubs is out, go look at this Packers depth chart. It's all rookies, and a number of them are undrafted. So you're gonna throw Jordan Love out there with all these, like, look at Aaron Rodgers and how he struggled with the young receivers last year. You think Jordan Love is gonna figure all that out against what's the Bears' strength on defense, guys? What's their strength?
Right. Obviously the secondary. You're making sense.
I just think this is a huge advantage the Bears have this week in this matchup. And that's why I think it'll be a huge disappointment if we're doing our post-game show Sunday, guys, and the Packers even have 20 points. I think that would be disappointing.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. Tremaine Edmonds last year, Hoge, his range of tackles in a game went from as low as 2 in week 2 to as high as 16 in week 6 and everything else in between. How many tackles do you think Tremaine Edmonds is going to make as the Packers try to run the ball 7,000 times on Sunday?
I hope he's over 10.
Well, you know they're going to be avoiding Jack Sanborn's side. They don't want that smoke. They want that Sanborn smoke.
Nobody wants that smoke. Nobody even, I mean, come on. we know this, which is why all the people out there, hey, he's not gonna start.
Who are you typing to right now?
Just let me do what I do.
He's doing his prediction for tomorrow for Kevin. He's getting ahead of the game.
Can I search for tackles numbers that I don't have memorized without you pointing out? I'm looking.
I didn't know you could be like emailing your tennis instructor.
Hey guys, I got to vacate this room I'm in, so I got to roll here. Okay. But
do you want to give your DraftKings pick of the week?
Yes, I do want to do that. So I gave you guys Colorado last week. Did not think they'd win outright, but they ended up doing easy cover over TCU. This one, I didn't even know this till today. I was assuming all week long that Wisconsin's an underdog at Washington State, and then Kevin Fishbane informed me earlier that they're actually 6-point favorites. Go Wazoo. I'm giving you this one as a Badger. Wisconsin always struggles when they go out west. I'm not even sure they're the better team in this matchup. It's a night game in Pullman. There's your pick of the week. Wazoo getting 6 points all day.
I love that Hoge just wanted to come in here and go against his university and let you know that I've watched this too many times. It's given me too much pain. So I'm going to strategize my own pain with a nice, solid prediction so I can say I told you so. That's a good job right there.
It's emotional win-win either way, right? Either they win the game and I'm happy.
You're covered. Yeah.
Or maybe Wisconsin wins and Washington State still covers. That's the best option.
There it is. That's the middle. That's the middle win. All right. Good stuff. We'll see you for pregame on Sunday, buddy.
All right. Looking forward to it, guys.
All right. Adam Hoge out at Halas Hall, which he will be doing on the Thursdays throughout the season. There, Brags.
Yep.
You aware of that?
I'm aware.
Okay. All right. Me and you on Thursdays if people are not aware of it.
Yeah.
You're also aware that there is just really, one beer that you should be drinking, and that, of course, as I do this delicious reminder, is that CHGO is supported by the Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago's beer since 1988. The year Michael Jordan won the MVP. Thank you very much. The beer roster, the Oktoberfest, the Beer Hug family, the 312 Wheat Ale, the Full Pocket Pills, everyday beer, what the brewers are drinking. Grab yourself an ultra-fresh brewery-exclusive beer at Goose Island's original brew house on Clybourne Avenue in Lincoln Park, or you can head on over to their tap room on Fulton Street in Westtown. United Center season coming rolling around here. Blackhawks and Bulls about to get going. Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago's beer.
Can you believe it's been 7 months since we watched an NFL game? Since we watched the refs rob us of a great finish to the Eagles and Chiefs Super Bowl. We'll wait no longer. Tonight, the NFL season starts, and that means the NFL is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving you a can't-miss offer for Week 1. This week, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. DraftKings is hooking everyone up with game day greatness. All customers, what am I doing, can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check the app to see what you get. Download now and use the code CHGO to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code CHGO only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net.
Good stuff. Hey, Matt Nagy, you're funny. 7 months since you saw Matt Nagy win a Super Bowl is a good little chatty moment. You're good, Gregory.
I know you're scaring me.
No, you're good. You're good.
Every ad read I do.
Yeah, you're doing a great job over there. All right, hey, all right, couple things that I want to get to before we get out of here, and we got a good 10 minutes to do it. All right, first of all, congratulations to Justin Fields, who continues to be beloved by sponsors. Reebok, back in the NFL game, looking around, where are we going to go? Let's take the quarterback in Chicago who hasn't done much, if we're being honest at this point, outside of running like a maniac last year, and yet Reebok is all in on Fields and the Bears. That's a tip of the cap, man, because, I mean, when you're being realistic about what Justin's done so far, he's been an elite runner. He hasn't thrown the football particularly well because he hasn't had a lot around him, and he's still learning the NFL game. Let's throw it all in there. And he's not, I think everybody would agree and not push back on me on this, he's not like a dynamic personality. He's just a chill dude who works his ass off that his teammates love and respect. That's who he is.
Right.
He's not, whatever. He's no form of Jake Cutler, Jim McMahon, like none of that. He is straight down the middle, says of course every time he answers a question. Sometimes he's, in a good mood talking to me. Other times he wants to get as far away from as possible. But there's something that he is doing that is he is overbooked with advertisers. And Reebok,
real plays is what he's doing.
Yeah.
Look at Michael Vick. That's his example on the football field. Did he have a dynamic personality? Not necessarily, but he did have one of the craziest highlight reels you'd ever pull up. So they made this sweet-ass commercial of the Michael Vick experience. Do you remember that commercial? It was like a roller coaster ride. And they called it the Michael Vick experience. It's this hilarious commercial where these kids are on this roller coaster, and it's making you like you're Vic, and you look like you're in the Shockwave at Great America, but you're dodging NFL tacklers and stuff. It's a sweet commercial.
Great, let's do that for Fields.
Exactly, let's do that for Fields. And, and then the guy that I've always compared him to in this city is Derrick Rose. Another guy that didn't necessarily have a dynamic media personality, but he was marketed in a very smart way. Like, they used his calm and steady demeanor to advertise that. They propped that up while you had LeBron and Bosh and all these guys.
It's a great
dancing
comparison
and doing these things. Derrick was this silent assassin, and I think Justin Fields can be marketed in that exact same way.
I think it's a great comparison on a number of levels. One, they're both supreme.
Go ahead,
ridiculous.
Justin. You can hire me as your marketing guy.
You might. Look. Let's hope, of course.
Just came up with 2 commercials for you.
Fields' career path goes a whole lot different than Derrick's as far as staying healthy. Let's knock
course.
out all that. But as far as elite talent, never, going to worry about work ethic, and understated and professional and respectful. Fields and Rose are driving down the same road. There's no doubt about it. But he's just got a big endorsement from Reebok. So I just think it's cool when your quarterback is up there and getting the national spotlight. And imagine what that's going to look like.
They put him in that NFL script, thing they did where the NFL kind of joked about the script and Fields was in it. They've used him in different promotional things. Yeah, the plays he's making, he's extremely marketable. And if he takes another step this year, he's going to be one of the most popular players in the NFL.
No doubt. All right. I put out a question on Twitter. You haven't responded yet. Don't worry about it. Your Twitter support has been lacking lately.
But I don't want to hear it because if you don't retweet the tailgate one time before this tailgate, no, you haven't. Go to your time. Don't talk about support. Go to the timeline and tell me if you have.
Okay.
You got like 6 U.S. Open tweets. So don't talk to me about support.
6 U.S. Open tweets compared to the 600 tweets that you put out about a fish that no one cares about.
They love my fish. Now get on with your poll.
All right. Well, so I asked the question today, what do you take most seriously in your life that is not your family or your job? And I also put in there, my health is not an option. Now, this tweet is not taken off the way I was hoping it would take off, and at least my guy Mark Giangreco responded. He's writing, if it can't be family, friends, career, or health, I would say the state of our dangerously troubled world, or making sure every generation of football fans truly appreciate the profound impact of the wildly exciting, innovative, and colorful American Football League had on the sport. And then we've got, some other brilliant people out there like the Bears Bastards, the Chicago Bears. My life is meaningless during the offseason when they're not playing. Big Cubs fan, but baseball doesn't quite fill the void. Josiah Luby, Bears greater than my family, greater than my job, which I asked if that was Braggs' burner, which, is that your burner?
No.
I assume not.
No burners.
And then I got my guys, Matt Nagy, thank you for getting in there. We put advisors. You're a funny man. But my point, do you have an answer to that question?
I mean, the easy answer is sports, and it's a huge part of my life. It always has been. I live and die by my teams. My emotion is based on how good or bad my teams are on a daily. Like, I wake up in a better mood when my teams are good. Victory Monday is the greatest feeling in the world. And when they lose, it is the worst feeling in the world. There has been many a times where I've been like, I'm not feeling good. I'm not coming in, because
you literally would call it a brick lane because the Bears lost.
I have before, So I'm not lying. I'm not lying here, but I'm giving it my all here, Jake Flanagan. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, I mean, I'll be sick to my stomach. They don't win on Monday, but if I moved off of sports, which is the easy one, I would say the thing that means the most to me, it should be my health. But it's always about food with me. I am obsessed with eating good food, or what I believe to be what good food is to me. And so I eat every day, right? And my meals are just so important to me. Like they have to be good. I don't waste a meal. I don't eat things I don't like. And when I'm having dinner, like, don't bug me. I'm gonna watch a show, eat some dinner. I'm gonna eat my meatballs.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so
I mean, the way you carried around lunch at the combine,
I am very food, and that's why it's a problem for me, and that's why I have to like really hone in on my health and working out, because if I don't, it goes the other way hard. I'm eating everything.
All right, so
that would be my answer outside of sports.
Okay.
Mubs goes, yeah, we can tell. I'm going to kick your ass, Mubs. I swear to God.
Our first solid thread of the day. The reason why I put it in there, and no one cares about this, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because I think actually deep down you do care. Last night was the first night of the fall tennis season, and I'm playing Lucian. And, like, my life literally feels like it's on the line, Lawrence. Like, that's and so I'm doing on the changeovers. I'm taking my Pins and Aces hoodie, and I'm putting my head like in the middle of it just to try to calm myself down and deep breathe and try to relax and try to and I'm sitting there like, you're not a professional tennis player. There's no money on the line. There's no one watching. You're 50 years old. You should probably if you just relaxed a little bit, you'd play a little better and not blow the 7 points that I blew where I would have actually won the match rather than losing it. But I just cared at that level. Mm-hmm. Like and I'm wondering, and yes, it's like there's competition. It's like, validation and all sorts of stuff in there. But it just got me thinking, like, where are people in their lives where they just, like, they care so much about something that really means nothing? Like, and you could, like, I think sports is actually a good answer. Like, and I think a lot of our listeners are there. Like, if the Bears lose on Sunday and it's 6:27 at night,
if they don't win, your guys are gonna have a problem on this post game show, because I don't know how I'm gonna be. I might just sit here in a ball and not say a word for 2 hours because I'm gonna be catatonic, or I might just completely lose my mind depending on how they lose. if that were to happen, I don't think that's what's going to happen.
You being cat.
Stay tuned for the predictions coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wear my heart on my sleeve with this stuff.
All right, let's get a couple super chats.
Don't do the pointy, Lawrence. You're not having fun with us. We go an hour 20.
Hey, I'm just letting you know it's there. Settle down there, Mr. MacBook.
No, Lauren's been working hard. He's been here since 10 a.m. or 9 a.m.
10 a.m.
For the Ben Zobrist interview on CHGO Cubs. If you haven't,
go check that
out. It was inspirational.
Such a phenomenal job. Lord Crimson
got to wear Ben Zobrist's World Series ring, dude. The World Series MVP. I was totally fanboying out. You were working, so shout out to you.
Because somebody had to get ready for the
You
show.
were prepping for the show while I was fanboying and slobbering.
I still got a picture with the ring, and I shook his hand, and I said thank you.
Yeah.
One of my most elite moments in Carman reporter history, when the entire Chicago media was waiting to get into the Cubs locker room after they won it in 2016. I went to the Indians side, now the Guardians, and I walked right onto the field. I was the only media person standing there looking up at 20,000 Cub fans, me, John Cusack, and Bill Murray.
And Eddie Vedder.
And there was nothing to do because there was no players there, but I was the first media member out there was me.
Dude,
that.
You know the angles.
Know that.
That's
well, it was kind of lucky because everybody else, they all went downstairs in the 8th inning when they thought it was over. And I'm like, I'm not watching the Cubs win the World Series in a tunnel on TV. I'm sitting right in this seat and down the right field line in the third deck, and I'm going to come on. And then, of course, all of it happened in the rain delay and whatnot. And then I get down there. The line is to the moon to get in. I'm like, well, I'm not going to be the back of the line. There's got to be a better way to do this. And then I was walking around, and then the Indians line started moving. I was like, well, might as well try this. And then I just walked right on the field. I'm like, oh, my God.
I love it.
Great job by me. Thank you very much. Hey, by the way, before we get to our super chats, Duke, I see you. Take on the sun with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered for the warm weather ahead with the premium polarized shades at an affordable price. Shady Rays, an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair that you have ever worn in your entire life. Durable frames, extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures. I've got 3 of them in my car right now. I kind of pick which one I want. It's I guess one of the premium moments of working here. I love my Shady Rays. But hey, if you don't have 3 of them, you only get 1. Doesn't matter because Shady Rays got the most insane protection plan in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by their lost and broken replacements. You lose it, you break it. Whenever it happens, they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Wear those Shady Rays with confidence. Don't worry about sitting on them like somebody I know might do. You're good. They'll give you a new pair. By the way, if you don't like them at the start either, you can return it within 30 days. Risk-free when you shop. You're not going to do that, but that's there for you as well. Exclusively for you, our CHGO listener, Shady Rays. Best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com. Use that code CHGO. 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
That's right. And as I mentioned earlier, now is as good a time as ever to become a diehard here at CHGO Sports. A lot to offer across all the different sports in Chicago, but even for here with the Bears, Adam Hoge's putting out a newsletter that is specific to diehards only, exclusive to diehards only. All these great shirts. You like our Take the North shirt design that just came out, the Meatball Island. We've got Chicago versus everybody. You can get a shirt for free as soon as you sign up to become a diehard. We have a Discord chat. You want to escape the mean streets of Twitter and go to somewhere where that's a much more calmer and nuanced discussion with diehards like our guy Gary Ross and Matt and all those guys. Love talking with them. You can go into the Discord and hang out with them. So sign up to become a diehard now. You get discounts on all our events, including all our tailgates coming up this season all the way into November. So discounts, shirts, Discords.
And exclusive merch, too. The Meatball Island shirt
exactly,
is
Lawrence.
also in a crew neck, but only for diehards.
Yes. So exclusive merch only available to you. Exclusive content only available to you. Discounts. It all pays for itself as soon as you sign up. And I'll give you Mark Carman's number if you do.
Come on in. Hey, listen. I'm
All right,
friends.
super chat time.
Yeah, let's do our super chats.
Bear Forever 14, $5. Braggs needs to chug a Bears beer boot for every Bears victory of the season.
And, I'm
Going
not
off
going to
the
steal
Cody.
the swerve of one Cody Del Mendo. Cody does a beer chug after every Cubs
Mostly
win.
successful, although yesterday
What
was
will
different.
you do?
I heard something happened with him yesterday. I didn't get an opportunity to see what.
Went down the wrong pipe.
So
At
he
the end.
threw up on set.
It's a bit of a foam offset situation there.
I'll have to watch this clip. That's great.
Is that an actual clip or is he off camera when he does it?
He was off. He had to stand up and take a breather. He
Well,
couldn't breathe.
it only took 112 games for that to.
Right, yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, maybe a shot of something. We'll see.
We can do shots.
We can do shots. I
Ugh.
think that's a little more in my wheelhouse than chugging down a beer because we don't want to throw up all over the set. But, we did that last preseason, and then all of a sudden all these fans started super chatting that you have to take a shot, and it just gets out of control at that point, and we're not getting drunk up here. We got to, we got
Braggs
to
is
give
a
you guys some
professional.
great coverage. Yeah, we're professionals. Professional meatballs.
That's exactly right. By the way, it's 6 hours, 13 minutes, and 30 seconds on the dot right now until football starts. Football.
Let's go.
Super chat, $10 from the Duke. Assuming Peterman is the backup, how does Bajent work? Do they dress him and warm him up, but he doesn't count towards the 46? Or is he in street clothes, and if Fields goes down, they go get him dressed?
They've explained this third quarterback rule to me. Hoge's explained it like 4 different times to me. Gary explains it to
I
me
still
every
don't
other
get it,
day,
yeah.
and I'll never understand it. So I refuse to try.
Let's just watch tonight and see what happens.
Yeah,
bu-
Gary's gonna yell at me because he's explained this to me 3 times.
I
and
know,
has
but
sent
like
me-
it is a weird thing, and it's like
I just don't
whatever.
care anymore. I don't care to even figure it out.
I do care to figure it out, Duke, because I care about you and I care about football and I care about the show. But if I can't lie to you, I don't know. Like, I know he's the emergency quarterback. I assume he's dressed because if the emergency quarterback isn't dressed, that does how else would it work? So he's got to be there, and I think he runs around.
And Gary
does
in the
his
chat says Bajent will be in uniform.
That's
And
the
then we go off of Gary. We always go off of Gary, even if Hoge hates you, Gary.
Yes, Duke.
Hoge might not, but me and Mark,
Get in the
we go off of
Discord.
Gary.
Get in the Discord,
enough
Duke,
with the
and ask Gary.
Oh, Gary. No one hates anybody. Everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna end the Hoge Gary rivalry with a nice hug.
Can't wait.
at the tailgate.
$5 from Isaac.
Yeah.
Hey guys, with the talk about Gary on a snap count, I have heard zilch about Lucas Van Ness from literally anyone. Lol.
Yeah.
Thoughts on him versus Wright/Jones?
He did not have a great preseason. He hasn't had a great training camp. The Packers have a bust pick. That's the take. But it's obviously too early to know.
Well, and they said they were talking about Darnell Wright yesterday. I think it was Eberflus. He said that they're going to be throwing the book. They're going to throw the house at him, but he'll be ready. And I feel that way too. Like, yeah, there's going to be times he gets beat. He's just so big, man, and he moves well. It's hard to get around him. I think Darnell Wright's going to be a really good player for this team.
I'm
As long
excited to
as he
see
can
it.
stay healthy, obviously.
I'm excited to see it. Right on Meatball, I'm with you. Ready? As we say
Well,
goodbye?
we know that it's better than what we had at right tackle last season.
Yes.
To tie it all back into how we started.
There we
That's
go.
what we know.
Last one from Eric Forsell. $5. Thank you, Eric. I'm with Braggs. If the Bears lose to Green Bay on Sunday, it's going to F me up, and I'll be sad for a few days. Plus, cool avocado socks, Carm.
They're not avocado.
They're not
They're
avocado.
tennis
They're
socks.
tennis socks, dog.
Well, I
But
mean,
thank you.
Hey, better than other people in the chat. We're like,
Avocado
are those
tennis socks.
Packer socks? Are those Jet socks?
Okay,
Like,
all right, chill
yeah,
out on the
it's
Packer
fine.
stuff.
That is true. You really shouldn't be wearing green. But
Yes,
we'll let it
I
slide.
should
They're
because
tennis.
Green's a
they're-
beautiful color.
It's a great look.
Yeah, I mean, we'll all be throwing up if they don't win, but they're gonna win.
As we say goodbye today, let's. I mean, it's just because I just saw it in the chat. Let's all sing it together. You ready?
No.
Green Bay. Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. What do we say?
There's a man who isn't
God.
afraid of
End it.
danger. Come
End
on,
it.
come
It's
on.
over.
To every
Every
offense he
offense
meets,
he
he's no
no
stranger.